Ever wonder why some inventors get great responses when reaching out to companies for licensing, while others get completely ghosted? Well, today I'll show you how a compelling value proposition, which I will refer to as a VP, can be your golden ticket to getting booked presentations and better results when licensing. Hi, Lisa Lloyd here with more tips, tricks, and strategies to accelerate your invention licensing success. YouTube is an awesome way to learn, and you can support me making more free videos like this one when you like, subscribe, and/or leave your comments below. Here's the deal. Having a great invention isn't enough. You need to convey its value in a way that grabs attention, right? Most inventors struggle with getting results from their marketing outreach just because they can't articulate why their product is a game changer. So stick around to learn the principles for writing value propositions that turn heads and open doors so that you can stand out from the crowd. So first, what is a value proposition? It's a clear statement that explains how your invention solves a problem, the benefits it offers, and why it is better than all of the competition. It's like your invention's elevator pitch, and it's got to be quick, clear, and convincing. Now, please trust me when I tell you that your VP matters. My assumption here is that you are here because you've already got a great idea for an amazing new gadget, and you know it's awesome. But how do you convince your prospects to book a meeting with you so that you can present it for sale or for license? This is where a strong value proposition comes in. It grabs attention and it drives them to book a meeting with you to learn more about it. Now, one of the most common mistakes that I see inventors make is spending a bunch of time and maybe even a lot of money on fancy logos or expensive trademarks. It's a mistake because your licensing prospect couldn't care less about that until they care about your product, right? The money and the time would have been better spent on having a pro help you to write a compelling value proposition that gets you in the door and then down that path to licensing your invention. But you don't need to spend anything if you just follow the steps that I'm about to show you. So let's break down the key elements of a compelling VP, and then we can do an exercise together so that you can write your own VP. It starts with a headline. Typically, this is a strong, clear statement that grabs the attention of your prospect. For inventors, it's often a descriptive name of a product. I'll give you an example in our exercise in just a moment of how to do that. Next, depending on the complexity of your invention, you may or may not need a subline or a paragraph that explains to your viewer or listener what it is that you offer, who it's for, and why it's valuable. The third element is the 1 to 3 most important benefits a user will get when they choose your product. If you try to be all things to all people, then you will fail. But when you focus on the important benefits, you keep it simple, and we want to make the buying decision as simple and obvious as possible, right? Okay, and the fourth element is a meaningful difference. This is where you highlight what makes your product special or meaningfully unique. So let's get into writing your own VP. Feel free to grab a pen and paper and workshop this with me. You can pause the video as we go along, and you can just follow with each step, doing this exercise, and then hopefully by the time we're done, you're gonna have an awesome and compelling value proposition. First up, we need to identify the problem. I want you to write out a problem statement. Now, I did a whole video on this, I don't know, probably about a year ago, and I'll drop a link to that video below, or maybe I'll even put a card up here so that you can click on it and watch that when we're done if you need more help with defining your problem statement. But start by writing a clear definition of the problem that your invention solves. Now, I find the easiest way to do this is to tell yourself the story of the moment that you had the idea out loud. For example, I was working on a DIY project and I was just struggling with wasting all this time trying to figure out the right screwdriver for all of the different screws. Simple enough. Next, you're going to describe the solution. So here we're going to do a little reverse engineering of the problem statement that you just wrote. Focus on the benefits, all of those positive benefits of the results that users get with your solution in as few words as possible. So for example, my universal screwdriver fits any screw, making all my DIY projects faster and easier to complete. Okay, that's step number 2. Moving on to step number 3. Write out the 1 to 3 most compelling benefits answering how it will improve the user's experience. So in sticking with my screwdriver example, save time, reduce frustration, and finish projects faster. All right, now we've got those bullets. Let's move on to the 4th and final step, putting it all together. Now we need to showcase the uniqueness by putting it all together and remembering that people buy on emotion and justify with logic. They need to know how it is uniquely, meaningfully better than all of the options that they have out there. It's up to you to teach them why they will be happier with your product over that competition. That's your job. So instead of saying, I have a patent pending on a new versatile screwdriver, which is true, but not especially descriptive or compelling, and this is generally what I see most of the time from my clients when they first come to me with sell sheets or VPs that they've already written up. We end up instead with something much more compelling like this when you put it all together. First, we'll talk about the title, which is, I just played around with this, Uniscrewdriver, meaning universal screwdriver. The only screwdriver that fits any screw. Now you can save time, eliminate frustration, and finish projects faster. That tells the prospect why your product is great and creates curiosity that the prospect will want to learn more, right? It drives them to want to learn more. Like, how does it do that? How can one screwdriver fit all of those screws? So if they want to know how, they're going to have to book a meeting with you. Do you see the difference? It's specific, clear, and compelling. It begs the question, how? And would most certainly cause a prospect to book a meeting with you to find that out. So how did you do? I'd love to see what you came up with in the comments below. It's not hard. It just takes a few iterations sometimes to get it just right. Now, just try avoid making the most common mistakes. First of all, don't be too vague. If you don't deliver enough value in this value proposition, then you miss the entire point. Second, don't focus too much on features instead of benefits. Features are what a product has. Benefits are what those features accomplish. So think about it. The most rich feature list of what comes with your computer is meaningless unless you know how that's going to help you. So stay benefit focused in your value proposition, not feature focused. And finally, and you would think this would go without saying, but I do see this missed in most marketing messages. Make sure that you highlight what makes your product meaningfully unique and special compared to all the competition. Just telling them what it is and how it does it is not necessarily enough to imply what that dramatic difference is. It's up to you to compel them to want to know how it works after you've told them what it will accomplish. That's the meaningful difference. What it does and how it's different from all of the competition, how that transformation promise is better than all the competition, how the outcome or the performance is going to be more delightful than all the competition. That is the meaningful difference that you want to focus on about your product in your value proposition on all of your marketing collateral, or as we talk about in the Invention Accelerator or in the Invention licensing process, your sell sheet. So there you have it. Your value proposition is the key to clearly communicating the unique value of your invention. Take your time to craft it well, and you will see, I promise you, the difference that it will make. If you're feeling stuck and confused anywhere on the inventor's journey with this or anything else, then drop your questions below and I'll answer to the best of my ability, or you can book a free call with me using the link below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more tips to bring your inventions to life. Happy inventing.